What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Mic Check Podcast. This is T Word the People Champ. Thanks for tapping in. Today, we're going to talk about Jermell, Charlo, and Canelo Alvarez. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 500. We're about 10 or 11 subs away. So if you haven't subscribed already, feel free to hit that button so you can be notified when we drop new content. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So you've got Canelo Alvarez will be facing Jermell Charlo on September 30th, not Mexican Independence Day. They're going to get a different day of September, but that's not even the most shocking part of this scenario. The most shocking thing is the fact that for the last month or so, everybody has been expecting an announcement that Canelo Alvarez would fight Jermall Charlo, the 160-pound, aka middleweight champion of the WBC. That was the expectation. That expectation was bolstered by the fact that Canelo Alvarez signed a 3-fight deal with Premier Boxing Champions, the PBC. So some of the questions lied around which 3 PBC fighters would he fight, and would Jermall Charlo be ready for a fight after being out of the ring for, by the time September rolled around, it would be 27 full months. So those were the conversations that were being had in YTBC and on Twitter and other boxing spaces. And then out of the blue, the official announcement comes out via Canelo Alvarez that he's going to be facing fellow undisputed champion from 154 pounds, Jermell Charlo. Now, at first, it didn't even register to me like, wait, he fighting Mell? Say what? But then I thought about it and I'm like, well, if Errol Spence was one of the fighters that was in the mix to fight Canelo on the 3-fight deal, why wouldn't Jermell be in there? It just makes sense. And then the fact that Jermell had actually mentioned this maybe less than 2 months ago, that he was interested in going undisputed versus undisputed. So you knew you had a willing participant. It's kind of low risk for Canelo when you think about it, because you're bringing a guy up 2 weight classes who's never competed that high. You're probably bringing him all the way up to 168, no less than 164. So you're going to get a big payday, and you're getting a guy that you more than likely feel you can beat. And there's plenty of people, we can discuss it at a later time on the strategy side, but plenty of people still heavily favor Canelo on a lot of reasons outside of just being the heavier fighter over the last couple of years. They do feel that his skills are far better than Jermell, and we're going to debate that at another time. But today is just talking about the shock and awe of the announcement. Like, wow, that kind of tells you that boxing isn't a sport. It's the business of boxing. And when you have fans and viewers talking about it now, understand that people are on the right track to be talking about the business of boxing, because clearly it dictates the actual fights, not the sport of boxing. The sport has a structure that should work. There's a ranking system. Even for each belt, there's a ring ranking system to get their belt. There's the lineal system for the man or woman to beat the man or woman, right? So there's a way for that to all follow a traceable lineage. The thing that you can't follow or trace is who's going to be the hottest fighter and who's going to end up on the radar for a big fight from year to year. One guy could be cold one year and then just get elevated to the top and become the hottest thing, or one of the hottest things in boxing. And then you get fights like this. So understanding and learning the business of boxing, I think, is something that every fan should be interested in doing, and not just the conversations that are had from one YouTuber or friend to another. Actually reading and understanding where these different fights are made. These fights aren't made by necessarily the results within the ring. They're made by people that sit in the office and understand where the dollars and cents are going to come from. And that is absolutely what happened here, because outside of this just being for cash, you see a significant disadvantage from one fighter to the other, because one guy's already been competing at a much higher weight class. So you're looking at a 10+ pound weight gain. Granted, Charlo probably walks around at nearly 200. So that just means he comes down to less weight, but he's taking what he used to shed in just water weight, and he's going to try and pack on some extra muscle to be more durable in the fight. So, there's some significant concerns there. But if they're going to sanction the fight, obviously safety is not an issue. It's all about the money. So we'll see how that goes. But just interested, what was you guys' reaction when you first heard this? And were you pretty shocked, or are you not surprised at all because you already know the business of boxing comes first? So we'd love to get your thoughts in the comments. This has been T for the Mic Check Podcast. Until the next time, I'm out. Peace, y'all.